So boys and girls, in this video we're going to be talking about how to get more book calls where the prospects just say send the invoice. And now what I mean by this is there's no objections or no sales calls. Well, a few to zero objections on that call, and they just ask a few questions and then say send the invoice. That's what our goal is, and with this video I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that. So first, you need to know the two things you need to sell something online. You only literally need two things to sell anything online. The first thing is attention. Of course, if you have no attention, you're not going to be able to pitch anything to anyone. The second thing is trust, and that's the main thing you need. So they just say send the invoice. So how are you going to build so much trust with your prospect that they say send the invoice? So first of all, to build up trust, you need to give away a bunch of value for free. The amount of value you give away for free should be so good that people ask, why is this free? A good way to actually test this out is ask yourself, once you've made the video, is this worth $5? Would I pay $5 for the amount of value I just said within this video, etc.? And the amount of value you give away for free is in direct proportion of what you will get in return. So if you give away a lot of value, you're going to get a lot in return eventually. So you're probably doing some of these things at the moment that's actually stopping you from gaining trust. And one of those things is just relying on short form content to convert. You see all these people saying, oh, you need to build a personal brand. You need to build a personal brand to get clients online. That's 100% true, but most of them just say post short form content. But a real brand would be including something like YouTube, because it's longer form videos, it builds up a bigger connection, and YouTube is the main platform. Okay, people watch YouTube for longer periods of time. They watch it when they're eating, they watch it when they're doing nothing, just chilling, etc. And that's the main trust builder. Short form content does not build up trust, because if you actually work out the numbers, before I say that though, you need at least 7 trust hours to convert prospects into paying clients. And this leads on to what I'm about to say. Short form content does not build up trust, because if you do work out the numbers, 30 times 30-second videos a month, that comes out to like 15 minutes a month of trust hours built. And that just doesn't, that's not even an hour of trust built, okay? So it's going to take a lot of time. Don't get me wrong, short form content, you can build trust, but the amount of trust you need to actually convert a prospect won't be enough with just by posting short form content, okay? And as I just said, you need at least 7 trust hours to convert prospects into paying clients. So another reason why that you're not gaining trust from people is because you are holding back your secrets, okay, which you shouldn't do at all. And most people think they have secrets to hide, but they don't have any secrets at all. But most of the things you know are on the internet because you found it out from someone on the internet beforehand. So, or if you have a mentor or anything like that, they probably are secrets, but they're probably on the internet somewhere. They probably are, let's be honest, okay? And the worst thing to do is actually hold them back. The worst thing to do is not give them away, because secrets are the one thing that actually builds up trust with your prospect. Remember, the amount of value you give away for free is in direct proportion of what you get in return. So don't hold back on those secrets of yours. They will allow you to win within this content game, okay? So as I said before, you need at least 7 hours of trust. Well, 7 trust hours. So how do you actually build up those 7 trust hours? And don't actually think I mean 7 trust hours. It may be higher, it may be lower. Everyone's different. They might convert straight away from just a couple pieces of content. But most people, and there's been a study out that says at least 7 trust hours need to be built before anyone even considers investing into your services. So how to build up those trust hours is lead all attention from your short form to longer form content. You can give in detail step-by-step processes and position your unique mechanism as the best process. So what I mean by this, I think a lot of people get confused by unique mechanism, and all I mean by that is your unique process to actually get clients results. So you need, within those step-by-step processes you actually create, you need to position your unique mechanism, your unique process as the best and in center of attention. So always be speaking about your unique mechanism, kind of like I'm doing right now. I always speak about short form content, lead to long form, lead to a video sales letter, lead to a community, and then boom, that's book cool. That's what I always speak about. And you need to position your unique process as center of attention as well when you're giving in detail step-by-step processes. And you need to realize the longer someone sees you, the more trust they will have for you, and the longer they see you and the amount of value you give away. So they're watching you for a long period of time and you're giving away a bunch of value, that's when they're actually going to convert. Okay, so what kind of content should you produce to build trust? What I suggest creating is create step-by-step processes. As I said, position your unique mechanism as the center of attention. Create in detail client case studies, and this one's important, so prospects know you have done it for someone else before and it will work for them too. So if someone knows it will work for them too, they're going to be like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. And if you show proof of concept, that means people will know, okay, this guy, it works. He's done it for other people and it works. I also suggest creating day in the life videos. Okay, so for some people, like if you want to, if you go places, if you travel, etc., definitely create day in the life videos so people know you're human and not just a robot trying to sell them something all the time. It builds up a connection with them. And people buy from people. Okay, so if you show who you truly are on camera, what you're really doing, like you're not just working all the time, etc., or you're not just working on your business all the time, you actually do stuff, then you can actually, by filming this and showing people this, it will build a deeper connection and actually show them your life. Okay, and the last kind of content you should create, especially for YouTube videos and longer form videos, is raw and authentic videos, because that's where YouTube is heading. I see a shift happening where YouTube is just going to be raw and authentic videos. People want to see raw and authentic. They're not interested in over edited stuff now. To get attention, over edited is completely fine. Like that, for the short form, over edited, do as much editing as you want. But for the longer form videos, I just see raw and authentic videos, especially in the future, because more people are getting on the actual platform. That's what you need to do, raw and authentic videos which build a connection with your audience. If you want calls where it's just like send the invoice, where they say just send the invoice, you need to make sure you help your prospects overcome any objections before the call. Now, you can do this with your content, of course, like what I just said about, but you can do this also by making them problem aware. So making them realize they actually have a problem that needs to be solved, and making them realize if they don't solve that said thing, something that they don't want to happen may happen. Okay, this will help them overcome their limiting beliefs as well. It will make them realize, okay, they need to actually implement this, and it is possible to actually overcome that said problem. They may even be problem aware, but they just think, oh, okay, nothing's actually going to solve this problem, it's impossible. But if you position your process as the thing that will actually solve that problem, that's when they're going to want to invest. You can also overcome any objections before the call by creating content around your most common objections. So let's just say, for example, your most common objection or your most common thing they ask on the call is clients' results. You can create videos around clients' results to make sure they don't need to ask anything about clients' results on that call, because they've already seen so many clients' results. The next thing you have to do to send the invoice calls is you need to convince your prospect that your process is the thing they need. Okay, your prospect will automatically think they do not need your process. Even if they are problem aware, they'll be like, oh, I don't need it. I'll do it myself. I know exactly what to do. I'll try this thing. I will overcome the problem. You need to change that by making them problem aware, and also by rubbing salt into the wounds of that said problem. Again, you need to make them realize, okay, if they don't solve this ASAP, that something may happen that they do not like and do not want, and will hold them back from growing their business or getting in the best shape of their life, or whatever you do. Okay, you can do this by creating something called a video sales letter. So a video sales letter is a video convincing your prospect that your process is the process they need to get from where they're at now, point A, to where they want to be, point B, which is their desired outcome. The whole point of this VSL is to make them problem aware, and also make sure they know they need to solve the problem ASAP, and of course make them know that your solution is the best solution and the thing they need to actually overcome that said problem. This video sales letter will more than likely make them book a call. So this will push them over the edge to book in a call with you, as they have trust for you. And again, trust is the number one thing you need to sell somebody something. And they are also now convinced that your process is the thing they need to get from point A to point B. And remember, you rub salt in the wounds of their problem, so they realise, okay, I need to sort this out ASAP. And who's better to go to than the guy spreading free content on the internet who knows his shit? Okay, that means they're going to choose you. Okay, so you can also have a form implemented into your book a call link, so you will only ever get qualified book calls, and this form will make them answer certain questions which will qualify them or not. This form will make them answer certain questions which will qualify them or not, okay? And these are the questions you can put in your qualification process. You don't have to copy them all. I would copy this one here, the paid investment one, this one here, the Instagram at, this one here, but tailor it towards your niche. And where did you hear about us from? Because you can then look at the data and be like, okay, I'm getting most of these book calls from our YouTube channel, or from our video sales letter, or from our community. That's working the best, so let's go all in on that. So you can just look and see what's actually working. And these are some of my questions that I just ask. Whatever your qualification process is, put those questions down. So when someone books in a call, if you want to, you can make sure your prospects are qualified. You can implement something called an after calls booked nurturing process, and this is an automation where an email gets sent with 3 specific YouTube videos after they book a call. And this isn't needed, but I like doing this just so they know what's going to happen, just so they are nurtured even more and they know exactly my process, etc., like that. Okay, so this will help nurture prospects so they're actually ready for the call. And the YouTube videos you can create for this process is 1 video going through your process in detail, 1 video going through an in-detail client case study, and 1 video helping prospects overcome any subconscious objections. And what I mean by subconscious objections is we're always going to have objections. We're humans, okay? We don't like change. We don't like the pain to change, more specifically, but when we do make the change, we're happy we done it, okay, if it works out, of course. But we need to make sure they have 0 objections before the call. And how you can do this is going through your most common objection. So look at all your sales data. If you've taken sales calls in the past, what was the most clear objection that they bring up? Was it the money? Was it the process? Was it talking to their husband or wife? You can't really do that one, can you? So get rid of that one. You're just going to have to overcome that on that said call. Was it a money issue? Was it a price issue? Did they think it was too expensive? Did they have no money at all? If it was a price issue, make a video going over exactly how your process or your service, your program is definitely worth the price, and how much money they're actually going to make from it, and show evidence from that. Obviously, don't make it obvious and be like, this is why you should pay us that amount. You're just going to do it. You're going to do it so they don't realise, but they subconsciously realise, okay, I can't use that objection, it's going to make me so much money. Okay, if that's what your service provides, if you help people make more money, if it's to get in shape, you can just create a video going over how your process is literally the best and nothing else will work. So you can use Zapier to create this automation, and Zapier is an automation platform. It's very simple to use because you don't need to do any coding, etc. But it does cost. It costs like £20 a month, and there's a video down below. I'm not going to go through it in this video, but there's a video down below, linked down below, below the first link video, and it will be how to set up the Zapier automation, and you can watch that, and it's the exact process I'm going through. You can watch that and see how it's set up, but it's a very simple process. So if you do implement all these, once all these things are implemented, you should only get qualified book calls, especially because you implemented the form and you've had the content to actually qualify people. Make sure your content messaging is dialed in so everyone knows who you're actually speaking to as well. That's another good tip, which I have another video on. Go through my YouTube channel, you can see that. But this means you will probably be getting less book calls, but the people who book in will buy straight away and be like, send the invoice, just a few questions. And I heard people say this, it will be an enrollment call instead of a sales call. So that's what they will be like. They'll just ask a few questions. How the process work? Let's do it. And then they say send the invoice. And you won't have to use, the best thing about this is you won't have to use your sales tactics, because there won't be any objections, which is like the whole goal in my business. I just want people to see how good my product and service and everything is, so good that they're just like, yeah, send the invoice, no objections. I don't need to use any sales tactics. They know how good we are, what we do, and they're just enroll. And this is what it's going to do. So going through send the invoice calls, this is all you need. Your short form content will get attention onto you, your offer and your business. Your longer form content would have built trust and helped them overcome any subconscious objections. Your video sales letter would have convinced your prospect that your process is the thing they need to get from point A to point B, which is their desired outcome, and that they also need to implement it ASAP. Otherwise, something that they don't want to happen may happen. Your form will help qualify people and make sure only qualified people are booking in calls. If they're not qualified and they try booking a call, they won't bother. Or if they do bother and you see the questions, just message them, be like, you're not qualified, but help them over messages, because think long term, because let's just say in the future they may become qualified, and if you help them for free, they will come back to you. If you don't help them for free, they'll never come back to you, okay? Because you gave them a bad first impression. But yeah, that's the whole process, and the after calls book nurturing process will literally do its thing and nurture the prospects even more. If you really want to do that, you don't have to implement that, because your content should have done that beforehand, but it's very good just to get them even more warmed up before the sales call or the enrollment call or the send the invoice call. And that's exactly how you can book send the invoice calls. Hope you got some value from this video. If you implement the steps, I guarantee you're going to get those send the invoice calls. It takes time, of course, because you need to nurture your prospects. You need to build up those 7 hours of trust, and that's why I say that you're going to get less book calls, but they're going to be way more qualified than you normally get. And you won't have to hop on sales calls all day. You only have a few, and they will be paying you, okay? And that's the best part about this. So I hope you got some value from this. Watch the free training down below. It walks through the exact process. On how to add an extra 10 to 30k to your monthly recurring revenue. It's a 1 hour free training. Check it out down below. And also, if you want the after calls book nurturing process, Zapier automation is down below as well. You can watch that video and see how to implement it. Thanks guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Subscribe, all that shit. Yeah, peace.